Your salary was 25,000. Then it became 50,000. Then 1 lakh. Then 2 lakhs. Then one day you looked at your bank account and realized something strange. You earn more money than your parents ever did, but somehow you still feel broke. The apartment became bigger. The car became newer. The restaurants became more expensive. The vacations became more luxurious. The anxiety stayed exactly the same, because nobody tells you this about money. Most people don't escape financial pressure when their salary increases. They simply move to a more expensive version of it. This is the salary trap. And by the time most people notice it, they're already inside. At 22 years old, your first salary feels magical. The first coffee bought with your own money tastes different. The first salary notification feels like proof that adulthood has finally started. You promise yourself something. When you earn more, life will become easier. At 25, you're making $50,000 a month. Double the income. Double the possibilities. Or so you thought. The rented room becomes an apartment. The bike becomes a car EMI. Weekends become restaurant bills. Your expenses quietly rise to meet your income. You don't notice it happening. Almost nobody does. At 30, your salary crosses 1 lakh a month. This was the number. The number you once believed would solve everything. But something strange happens. Your bank account doesn't look like success. It looks like survival with better branding. The apartment becomes larger. The phone becomes newer. The holidays become international. The EMI grows alongside the salary that was supposed to destroy it. You aren't buying luxury anymore. You're maintaining it. And maintenance is expensive. Very expensive. Then comes the promotion. The title changes. The LinkedIn post gets hundreds of likes. The salary reaches 2 lakh a month. People assume you're rich now. You assume it too. Until you calculate how much it costs to remain the person your income created, the car payment, the mortgage, the school fees, the insurance, the subscriptions, the expectations, especially the expectations. Because the higher your salary climbs, the more expensive normal becomes. Somewhere along the way, your lifestyle stopped being a choice. It became infrastructure. And infrastructure is expensive to maintain. At 40, you're earning more money than you ever imagined possible. But freedom still feels 10 years away. The promotions kept coming. The freedom didn't. Because income and wealth are not the same thing. Income is what you earn. Wealth is what you keep. A doctor earning 5 lakh rounds a month can be financially fragile. A teacher earning 80,000 a month can be financially free. The difference isn't income. The difference is ownership. The salary trap convinces people that earning more automatically creates wealth. It doesn't. A higher salary can increase wealth, but it can also increase obligations. And obligations are often disguised as upgrades. The bigger house, the luxury car, the private school, the premium version of everything. Each one feels small on its own. Together they become a machine that requires your salary to survive. You no longer own your lifestyle. Your lifestyle owns you. This is why layoffs terrify high earners. Not because they don't have skills, because they have expenses designed for a version of themselves that only exists while the salary exists. The salary arrives every month. The obligations arrive every day. Then one day you meet someone earning half your income. They drive an older car, live in a smaller house, travel less often, but they have something you don't. Options. They can quit, change careers, take risks, start businesses, take 6 months off. Because freedom isn't measured by income. It's measured by how long you can survive without it. The wealthy person is not the person with the biggest salary. It's the person who needs the smallest one. This is the part nobody teaches in school. A raise can improve your life. But if every increase in income creates an equal increase in spending, your financial position hasn't changed. Only the numbers have. You moved from one treadmill to a faster treadmill. You're running harder, but the scenery looks strangely familiar. Eventually, you realize that there are only two ways to become richer: earn more or need less. Most people spend their entire lives mastering the first one. Very few ever learn the second. The salary trap isn't that people earn too little. It's that their lifestyle learns to consume every victory before it has time to become wealth. Because money that upgrades your lifestyle disappears. Money that buys assets survives. And decades later, those two decisions create two completely different lives. One person owns their time, the other rents it from their employer. Because in the end, the goal was never a bigger salary. The goal was always freedom. And sometimes the distance between those two things is much larger than people realize. One person spends their life upgrading their lifestyle. Another spends their life upgrading their freedom. At first, they look exactly the same. 20 years later, they don't. One waits for payday. The other waits for sunrise. One asks, "How much more do I need to earn?" The other asks, "How little do I need to live?" Those two questions create two completely different futures. Because the purpose of money was never status. It was never luxury. It was never impressing people who would forget you in a week. Money was always supposed to buy one thing: control over your time. Because in the end, the richest person in the room isn't the one earning the most. It's the one who no longer has to sell tomorrow to pay for today.